Baresi, Donadoni, no Maldini, incidentally, in that lineup. He was injured. No John Jensen in the Arsenal lineup. He was out, but you'll notice that Paul Merson was named to continue his comeback. Ian Wright was in there as well. No goals after the first leg. We join Ian Darke at the kickoff.
So Arsenal in their traditional red and white, getting us underway in the magnificent San Siro, starting as 6-1 underdogs against probably the best club side in the world over recent years. But for all their domestic traumas this year, Arsenal unbeaten in their last 14 European ties, and they've never lost to Italian opposition in Europe. Remember last season, they beat Torino and then Parma in the final of the European Cup Winners' Cup. 0-0 after the first leg of this European Super Cup final. The away goals rule is in operation here, and there will be extra time and penalties if necessary. Massaro playing the 1-2 with Donadoni. And a touch early on for Ian Wright, who can play here tonight along with Steve Bold and Stefan Schwartz, although they're serving domestic suspensions currently. Milan causing one pre-match surprise, leaving out the great Paolo Maldini. Presumably they didn't want him picking up a yellow card, which would knock him out of the European Cup quarter-final coming up against Benfica. It's Mauro Tassotti, the 35-year-old veteran Milan fullback, who's having to fight for his place these days. Oh, Seaman there really had to be on his mettle to keep out the shot from Massaro. Really got hold of that, did Massaro. The man who scored 2 goals in the European Cup final, and Seaman does very well. Up goes Hartson, he wins it well. But Arsenal have found goals hard to score by for George Graham as well recently. Only 5 goals in the last 10 matches. Tackle from behind by Bold on Savicevic, and I think it might be a yellow card here for Steve Bold. Yes, the German referee puts Steve Bold's name into the book. Luckily, he isn't one of the players for whom another yellow card will mean suspension from the quarter-final of the Cup Winners' Cup against Auxerre. One or two others are treading the tightrope. Panucci knocked towards the near post where Massaro was lingering. Here's Donadoni. Desai had to really dig it out from under his feet, did Desai. Wasn't easy. Costa Curta just played into a spot of bother then by Panucci. Here's Albertini. No problems at all for Adams, who is still unhappy about that sending off at Sheffield Wednesday at the weekend, about which I'm sure we'll hear more. Arsenal fans making lots and lots of noise around the stadium. Good turn by Hartson! Oh, and Arsenal so close to the away goal that could prove absolutely vital. And what a moment this would have been for John Hartson a few weeks ago in Division 1 if he'd scored in the San Siro. Nicely played for Ian Wright, pulling into wide positions. Good challenge from Donadoni, and now the flag is up. Maybe a bit of afters between those two. They seem perfectly happy about it now. Oh yeah, Donadoni just had a little boot in afterwards on Ian Wright, and that's what the linesman eagle-eyed saw. And that's why Arsenal had the free kick. Just a sly little dig with the boot from Donadoni. Now, will Arsenal be in business here? Charge down, not the regulation, 10 yards, and a yellow card for Albertini for that. He wasn't 10 yards away. Well, Albertini is not one of those on a yellow card in Europe, so still, I think the hand was involved as well there. So that was maybe given for deliberate handball rather than the 10-yard rule. Schwarz knocks it in. Baresi gets it away. Arsenal always carry some threat from those set pieces, particularly with the big defenders, Bold and Adams, pressing forward. Right, that was careless. Massaro picks it up. Donadoni, the midfield man with the passion for fast cars. It's Boban who surrenders possession this time. Arsenal maybe just growing in confidence a little bit, but they could have done without that ball from Winterburn, which just played Schwarz into trouble. And now Savicevic. Adams, though, in the way. Arsenal mighty glad to have their skipper back after his 2-month absence with Achilles injury. The Arsenal lineup looking more like the Arsenal side you expect, with Merson now back in, Adams back in, and a Wright playing tonight. Still no goals in the San Siro, and no goals, remember, at Highbury before that, so 0-0 on the night and on aggregate. Massaro quickly in, Desai, the 21-year-old Christian Panucci, a name you'll be hearing a lot more of, I'm sure, over the years. This is Costa Curta. Now Savicevic on that great left foot of his. And here's Boban. Good chance, wasted. And Boban will feel that he should have hit the target from there, and he wouldn't be wrong either. One of the many, many foreigners that Milan have signed, and off target. Boban gets a lucky break. Here he is. Savicevic waiting in the middle. Boban still going alone, does well. Seaman. Well, he was happy to see the ball bounce up off that outstretched arm to catch it. It's good work this from Boban. Got some real power into his cross shot, and Seaman collects it in the end with a bit of difficulty. That could have bounced up really for Massaro. Happily for Seaman, there was just there to be caught afterwards. John Hartson. Play on, says the referee. And Nigel Winterburn. Schwarz. Winterburn again. Nicely done, but where's it going? Almost arrives at right. Half chance for Ian Wright! And he did well, Ian Wright, and Rossi has to make the save. That was good work from Arsenal. He only needs a half a yard. Dixon playing on a broad canvas and finding Wright. Lovely control from him. Tassotti in the way. Schwartz. Easily knocked away. After doing some pretty good work. Schwartz tried to pull him back. He might have been in trouble had Boban gone down. Boban carried on. He put it in the net. Good piece of finishing from one of the liveliest strikers on view. Well, Arsenal really with some work to do now. Not the kind of situation you'd want to find yourself in, given the choice, one down to a club like AC Milan in the San Siro. But just worth making the point here that if Arsenal were to score and get an equaliser, they would be back in the box seat. Savicevic through to Boban again, and Seaman had come out well and certainly knew his angles there. Well, Savicevic and Boban, and suddenly this Croatian is proving a real handful. Real battle for the places at Milan always. It's not quite as intense as it was. Hullet, Rijkaard, Papin, Radichoyu and Brian Laudrup have all gone. But their club is still oozing with talent. Miscue by Costa Curda. Albertini. Boban just a bit wide for Savicevic, and behind him as well. Right. Possession surrendered. Albertini. Bold, foul, free kick, Milan. Just over 20 yards out as well. Central. And they certainly have the players who can exploit this, Milan. So these are bad moments for Arsenal after they'd been doing pretty well for the first 40 minutes. Savicevic on that left foot too. Oh, how close was that? You really are taking a gamble if you let Savicevic line up anything on this brilliant left foot of his. Gets a really good cross shot in, inches wide. Milan are on fire at the moment. Can they create some more damage? Donadoni, Arsenal might be pretty glad to hear the half-time whistle the way this is going at the moment. And they get the relief of an offside flag on this occasion. Here's Tassotti, in 15 years with Milan now. There goes the half-time whistle. Well, for a long time, Arsenal had been doing a pretty effective job. But then, 5 minutes before the break, Zvonimir Boban, the Croatian, struck, and Fabio Capello's side are ahead by 1-0 in this European Super Cup final. Fabio Capello has delivered the last 3 Italian championships to AC Milan and the European Cup last season. And it's AC Milan to give them their full title, Associazione Calcio of Milan, who get us underway at the start of the second half. Milan, by the way, wearing a change strip tonight of all yellow. Remember, Arsenal changed colours in the tie at Highbury, so that's obviously reciprocal. Boban rather theatrically going down. Free kick is given. This is Savicevic. Only ever uses the left foot, but my goodness me, it is a good one. Now Donadoni playing the 1-2. And Seaman always had that covered anyway. Donadoni, a man with 59 caps and 9 years service for Milan. Merson brings it down and finds the long-serving Nigel Winterburn. Wright tries to get there ahead of Costa Curta, who is penalised. He thought about a little tantrum there by throwing the ball into the turf, but thought better of it. Wise decision. There's Costa Curta's challenge. He does give Wright a little nudge by the look of it. Now, can Arsenal make something of this? Selly drifts it in. Adams was in there. He couldn't get his head to it. And a corner kick. Skidded off a Milan head last. Across trots the former Benfica man, Stefan Schwarz, to take it. If Arsenal are going to get one, you feel it might be from a set piece like this. Oh, and nearly a goal there for Hartson, and then knocked in on the rebound, but it's been disallowed. Well, all sorts going on in there. No goal. Wright slammed in the rebound, and you'd like to look at a replay of that again. Was there some pushing from the original corner? Hartson got his head to it, Rossi saved it, Wright put it in. And I'm struggling, to be honest with you, to see what was wrong with that. Hartson maybe was just doing some pushing on Costa Curta, that's what it must have been. Can Hartson get to this one? No, the gigantic goalkeeper is there again. Rossi went 929 minutes unbeaten last season. That's a record in the Italian Serie A. Milan conceded only 15 goals in the league all last season. They've nearly reached that total already this time. Boban. Adams has got to win it, and thought for just a moment there he might have used the shoulder. It was a half-hearted appeal from Massaro behind him, but to be fair, nobody else is complaining. The Italian international World Cup star with the excellent header, beating Dixon in the air. Winterburn had no chance on the line. And the game may be up as far as Arsenal are concerned now. Never does reach Donadoni. Campbell was in, his right. Ian Wright. That wasn't that far away. Looking for his 21st of the season, Ian Wright. He's had very few chances, and this is, well, further away than it looked. Donadoni. Another excellent contribution from him tonight. This This victory for Milan may do something to lift the mood in the Italian football world. The whole country absolutely stunned by the murder of the Genoa fan, and a Milan supporter has been charged with that murder. All games were cancelled last Sunday. Keown. Right! Oh, splendid effort. That really was tremendous stuff. And that would have been a stunning strike had it nestled in the bottom corner from Ian Wright. Brilliant piece of work. Deserved a goal, really. Super stuff. Here's Wright again. Real glimpse of his class, that. Wright again. And it just isn't going to happen for the England striker here. You get the feeling he's put one ball in the net, disallowed. And so unlucky with the overhead bicycle kick just now. This is Albertini. Tassotti. Savicevic. Oh, that's lovely play. But Keown's in there to break it all up again. Baresi. Looks like he'll be lifting yet another trophy. He's rather got used to it down the years. Savicevic again. Oh, that's nice. Boban onto Donadoni. Looking for an angle, and Seaman wise to it. Looked, didn't he, there, Donadoni, as if he was looking to curl one into the far top corner, and then elected to go the other route, low towards the near corner, but Seaman was alive to it. Parler's head on for Wright. Hartson is the willing chaser, but Tassotti will let it run and run and run for the throw-in. Incidentally, no place even on the bench tonight for Gianluigi Lentini, the world's most expensive footballer at £13 million, the man who nearly died in a car crash, but Milan have been rehabilitating him to football very, very slowly. It's a miracle he's playing at all. Stefano Eranio waiting to come on. And Savicevic, after a splendid contribution, gets a well-earned rest. And Savicevic, for my money, one of the most gifted and entertaining players on the European stage. Great to watch. Can Arsenal get some crumb of comfort out of all this? Schwarz. Adams was just cleverly blocked by Boban from making any kind of challenge for that, any kind of run. Has to be said, Milan have been deserved winners of this. They've shown more ideas, more imagination in attacking situations. Plenty of commitment from Arsenal, plenty of perspiration, but just lacking that little edge of fantasy in their football. Might have been different had that goal not been disallowed. It's yet another good night for the Rossoneri, as they're called, the Reds of Milan. Albertini, Massaro, Schwartz getting the little touch on it. Well into injury time now. Here's Ian Wright. Cut out by Baresi. Schwartz to Winterburn. Anything Arsenal get now will surely be only by way of consolation. Parler. Wright taking a run at Donadoni, who shepherds him into a wide position, and Arsenal don't even get the corner. Two minutes of injury time played. Referee taking glances at his watch. Di Canio. Desai. And Desai can't quite make it three. The Ghanaian-born French international with the shot, but wide. Celebrations have already started all round the San Siro, except among the 4,000 or so Arsenal fans. Yet another glory night for the fans of AC Milan. The final whistle has gone, and Milan have won their 31st major trophy, the European Super Cup. They win it for the third time, with a 2-goal margin after a goalless first leg. Boban getting the first goal, Massaro a flying header with the second, and Arsenal now have one trophy left to aim for this season. They were unlucky with the disallowed goal. Some referees might have let it stand, but Arsenal now must hope that they're the first ever team to retain the Cup Winners' Cup. The final scoreline here is AC Milan 2, Arsenal 0.
So the European champions with their hands on another trophy, the Super Cup. And there it is, Arsenal beaten 2-0 in the San Siro. Although they'll be discussing the goal that Ian Wright had disallowed for quite some time. Franco Baresi there, the captain of AC Milan, with the Super Cup.